Episode 2. Power circle, powers everywhere. You know we always have these type of issues.
Always.
But what's going on, y'all? But it doesn't start officially until I say my famous catchphrase. So we're gonna wait a bit. I'm waiting for the cue. Waiting for the cue. Oh, what's that? We're good? Power Circle season. Power Circle season 4, episode 2. My name is Reggie Cash.
I'm Cassie B.
Powers everywhere. Why not talk about it? We had a bit of a because Sabrina's not here, so I gotta hold this real fast. I gotta do this because it's bugging me.
Instagram? Oh, sharing?
Yeah, I gotta share this to the people.
Goodness.
Okay, perfect. Bam, share. There we go.
Sabrina's boyfriend came. So the thing is, she's in a long distance relationship, and her boyfriend came from Montreal, and they're doing a barbecue. So literally, not sometimes. Sabrina grounds us when she's here. When she's not here, we're a little all over the place. So. Did what you had to do?
I did what I had to do.
Okay.
We're back. So shout out to all our listeners around the world. We got some quick announcements to make. We're going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
We are already on YouTube.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do now is that we're legit going to be posting the podcast so you guys can listen on YouTube with some dope captions made by Cassie. And as well as that, we are officially on Instagram Live.
Yeah, so we've never done this before. So we're normally on Facebook Live, but we decided we were going to try Instagram Live. Because the times that we do a little tidbit on Instagram Live, people do join and talk.
So then people are going to enjoy the show. Mm-hmm. So Cassie, what do we got for the people today?
So NBA draft happened this week. I'm sure everyone's watched it. People have stuff to say about it. LAVAR Ball...
I got into a little situation.
I don't know. At first I was like, oh, really? But then I actually looked at the clip and I'm like, I don't know if they took it too far. But I guess we'll talk about that. I wanted to talk about EVELYN LOZADA because she went on Breakfast Club. She's from Basketball Wives.
Okay.
And she had a little thing with Rob Kardashian. Did
really?
you hear about that?
I did not.
Okay, so I want to talk about that. And Lil Duval's Black Men Don't Cheat, that became a movement out of nowhere.
Yes.
And I did not know Charlemagne the God was featured on the song. Did you know?
I did not know.
And he doesn't sound like himself on there as well. You actually have to listen to recognize him. So we're gonna talk about that too. So NBA draft.
So let's get it. Let's go in. What up to everybody on Instagram?
Yeah.
Feel free to voice your opinion. You're allowed to comment. You're allowed to say whatever you want to say. And sorry about that, people. I'm all over the place because I'm doing 2 jobs. I saw I got paranoid because I saw a message on our Facebook chat, but nonetheless, NBA draft happened this past Thursday. Obviously, Zion went number 1, Ja Morant number 2, and RJ Barrett, Canada's very own.
Oh, guess forgot the big trade.
Went number 3.
The big trade.
As well as that, Anthony Davis to the Los Angeles Lakers. For LONZO Ball, Brendan Ingram, Brendan Ingram, Josh Hart, and I think 4 first-round picks, plus the number 4 pick that was in this year's draft.
And they have future picks.
And future picks coming up.
So I guess now I'm going to have to become a Pelicans fan. Yeah.
The journey was crazy. Cassie was a true LONZO Ball fan.
Yo, every day.
And we respect that tremendously.
Yeah, but now I guess... Like LAVAR Ball said, LA Lakers are not going to win a championship.
So every time, I'm going to keep reminding viewers, every time you come in, we're live on Instagram. Feel free to comment. It's Power Circle. We got a great show for y'all. So let's keep it going. Mm-hmm. So Zion went number 1. I think it was pretty much a lock-in. The most obvious number 1 since LeBron James back in 2003. I like how Zion also had the white clean fitted suit,
it was nice.
Copying LeBron James's baggy suit in 2003.
But he had no tie, so he was
But he had no tie, so he was really relaxed.
Okay. So that's like the Miami Vice look.
Should have got drafted to Miami.
Oh my God.
But you saw how big his neck is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked RJ Barrett's the pink, and then the Canadian flags inside. That was nice.
See, I'm gonna be on the record, and I said it on Facebook. I wish Tino was on Facebook so he could see these things. But I said I'm going where Zion and RJ is going.
So now you're in New York.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I want to be very clear.
If you Boston, you
No.
can't.
Here's the thing. Hear me out. I want to be very clear because I've been getting a lot of heat in the past few years on social media. I am a Celtics fan. I bleed green and I shit blue. Or I bleed blue and I shit green. However you wanna have it, however you wanna mix it up. I am a Patriots fan. I am a Patriots fan. I am not a Brady fan. I love Tom Brady when he's wearing the blue and gray and red. If Tom Brady leaves, I have no care.
Okay.
It is the organization first, everything second. However, I love Tom Brady. He's the greatest quarterback ever. But if I'm going to go play against Tom Brady, I'm not going to like Tom Brady. It's personal. My brother could be drafted by, goddammit, the Green Bay Packers, and I'm voting for the Patriots. That's how personal and serious this is.
Okay.
I am an adopted kid, a son of Boston, Massachusetts. I have ties with Quincy, Massachusetts, South Boston, and Hyde Park. So if anybody wants to question my ties to the city of Boston, it runs deep. It runs since June of 2001. Okay? June of 2001. I was 8 going on 9. I want to be on the record. I am not a New York fan. I am an RJ Barrett fan.
Okay.
I want people to be very clear. When I root for the Knicks, I'm rooting for RJ.
Okay.
If RJ leaves to Utah, I'm going to Utah.
Okay.
If RJ goes to Mississauga, I'm following him. Same thing with Zion. I have no love for New Orleans.
Okay.
I like the food, even though I never tasted it. But, we have those samples that come from, New Orleans or Southern food, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great draft. To see these kids get drafted, but most importantly, have their dad be by their side, kind of eliminated certain stigmas that's going on in the black community of deadbeat dads.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was great to see Zion. I didn't expect Zion to be emotional. It was great to see that. Honestly, John Moran, same thing. His dad forgoed his own dreams of being a professional basketball player for his son, which is completely amazing. And last but not least, RJ Barrett, who's been ranked the top Canadian since 2017. Pretty crazy. His story as well. Grew up different parts. His dad played pro, so bits and pieces in France, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
RJ can actually speak pretty good French.
Okay.
Not saying that. Not every Canadian speaks French, by the way, people. It's just he's from Mississauga, and then they're mostly Anglophone down there, so it's pretty impressive. My lock cast, I have Zion and RJ battling out for Rookie of the Year. I think Cam Reddish, who went, I forgot what pick, but Cam Reddish went to Atlanta.
Okay.
It's going to be great. Zion's going in a really great position as well.
Okay.
So let's see what's going to happen.
Yo,
Ottawa.
Well, quick question. What did Boston do?
Boston is at a particular place. That was a great question. I didn't know you were going to ask me. I didn't prepare for that answer.
So funny.
Boston drafted Romeo Langford, which was a great pick. He was 6'5" guard. I really enjoy it. I like that pick a lot. However, I didn't like no pick afterwards. I like, I think his name is Kaysen Edwards. He averaged 34 points in the NCAA tournament, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Danny Ainge right now is at a particular spot. We're in a brink of becoming a championship that's just a playoff team, which is very hurtful. It is what it is because I feel like we could have beaten the Warriors with this team that they had. We would have swept them. I think we would have swept Golden State. No, honest to God, on my hairline, I think we would have swept Golden State. Maybe not swept, but we would have beat them in 7 or 6.
Okay.
Sorry for swearing God, but yeah, we signed Taco Fall, 7'6".
Yeah. No, Taco Fall is the one that wasn't drafted, but was signed.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
We signed Taco Fall, unfortunately. I wanted Bo. That's who I wanted. I wanted Bo in green,
Mm-hmm.
and Danny Ainge did not draft him, and we needed a center. But again, I understand, right? When you're 7'6" and you have foot problems, there's kind of a there's kind of an issue with that.
Yeah.
So that's the draft. I wanted to also say it's kind of scary.
Ottawa made it.
Oh, big shout out to
Ottawa
Mario.
has finally
Yes.
its first player in the NBA.
Does Gatineau count? If we say
No. Gatineau, Gatineau say, if you look on the map, it's Quebec.
Yeah, Quebec.
So they can, whoever in Gatineau thinks they're gonna count as nation's capital, that's your Quebec.
because they had the reason why I said that they had Olivier Allen from Gatineau,
Okay.
Haitian, half white. He got drafted a couple of years back from Boston College. So
Okay.
Gatineau actually had an NBA player before us, which is kind of annoying. But shout out to Mariel Shayhawk, Southside Road, Russell to be exact. Great player. Philly's getting a great. I think he's gonna be a solid pro. He can practically do it all. He can defend. He's a great shooter. Great pick. Great for the city of Ottawa. Great for the kids. Kids can relate. The kid went to St.
Yeah, the kids at his high school now are gonna be.
Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
St. Pat's has been dominating basketball for years. AJ went to St. Pat's, so
Cool.
AJ knows. AJ's our guest coming in shortly. And yeah, one thing I wanted to say too is the draft is super stressful. Like,
What about, I was telling my boyfriend this morning, what about, the people who don't, they go all dressed up and stuff and they don't get drafted?
See,
that kind of,
it happened to,
it's like you didn't get picked, you're the one kid that didn't get picked to be on the team.
So that happened to Lugensdorf. He's a Montreal native, Haitian. He was Pac-12 Freshman Player of the Year. He went to Arizona State. He did not get drafted. I was surprised because he averaged at about 18 points a game. Very solid player. I do understand that there's knocks in his game. However, the consensus was for him to get drafted. I don't know what happened. Whether it was the workouts, whether it's something we probably don't know. He didn't get drafted. And it was kind of sad because he was there with his family. However, good news for him, he picked up a contract with OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Oh,
So
they picked him up?
They picked him up, so he's going to be on that summer league team.
But does that mean that when the actual season starts, he's still...
So it's going to depend how he does in summer league.
Okay.
It's going to depend a lot. I think he's going to do great. Again, it all depends. You never know with basketball. It's all about player development. Either the draft was very wrong or the draft was super right. Even Zion, you never know. Only time will tell. We have the next 3 to 5 years to see what these picks became. Like, if you remember, a couple of years ago, D'Angelo Russell, he was mentioned as a bust. And look at him now. He was an all-star. He came up averaging 23 points a game. He's most improved, but most improved player of the year is Pascal Siakam. But D'Angelo Russell is second.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I think I couldn't imagine me going through that type of stress with my
I
brother.
would cry if I went and I already see myself. If I went for an NBA draft and I wasn't picked, oh my god, I'd dig a hole, jump in it, and never look back up.
I'm just there how I'd have to be strong. If my brother would ever get in a position like that,
Yeah.
I would make sure that we're in a for sure position.
But usually,
usually,
the top 15, they already know because the agent and the owner calls you okay, we're gonna pick you, so we know. But the rest, some
know, some don't know.
Yeah.
I would say the first round.
First round, but the first 15, they know it's set and it's for sure. But second round, it's not for sure, and after it's not for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a great situation. Who knows? We'll see, baby Nate. We'll see. 2025. That's the year. So we'll see if we'll see what happens.
Before we jump into our guest, there's one. So I'm obviously gonna have black kids, and
a bit lighter.
I have what?
A bit lighter.
No, they might. There's a chance that they're light, but he's dark.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have a thing with black men and hair. There's one guy that got drafted, and he had afro for days, but it wasn't even a clean afro. It was I don't know what's hiding in your hair.
All over the place.
Yeah, I think he's lighter skin.
Is it Kobe White?
Is it him? His mom or whoever takes care of him is not right. I would never let my
That's
son.
that's kind of the trend. Like
I would no. I would never. That's a big deal.
You're
I would.
so
Oh my
Haitian.
god, my.
I love it.
You're so
The thing is,
I
other
love
black
it.
people are looking at you and thinking, "Oh my god, who's your mom?" Like,
I love it. I love it.
I don't.
I
could
love
never
it.
let that happen. I'm sorry. That just.
See, that was me
I can't.
complaining about not getting my haircut
can't.
and I have no hair.
No, that's just no. I'm sorry.
You know what? If it's Kobe White, he's been growing his hair.
Him.
He's been growing out his hair since freshman year of high school, so grade 9. So he hasn't cut his hair.
I've
So-
seen a few of them that
For
are
like
like
3
growing out
years.
their hair. Like one grew out his hair and had like 2 little braids at the front.
Mhm.
Like what is that?
Yeah,
That's a trend, yo.
No.
I'm gonna be
Oh, no.
honest.
Because they're trying to do like I call it the Basquiat, but like, I remember when The Weeknd had like his little thing
No.
going. So
See,
they're trying to do that.
Me, if I had hair, I keep it. I have my hair like AJ, very clean. I like the fade, the South of France. But like, you know, life hits, so you don't get to choose. So now I gotta get the Rick Ross, and you know what I mean. So
Jeez, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do it. My kid, I'm cutting their hair while they're sleeping if they think they're doing that. To me. It's not. No, I'm for real. Like I'm not. No. No, I don't need anyone to judge me while I'm not around. So, anyways, so we'll get to our guest.
let's do it. So we have AJ LARIN from Ottawa, former football player, current football player, motivational speaker. Come through, step in the circle. Let's do it. We are back. Oh, we're not back. Sorry, guys. Guys, I'm off today. Sabrina, you see what happens when you're not here? I need you the most.
Moment of silence.
And we are back with our special guest, AJ LARIN. We want to make sure that all our guests tuning in, we got AJ up in here. It's Power Circle. Feel free to tune in, join us. And so AJ, tell a bit about our followers, our listeners, people that are watching, who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is AJ LARIN. Born and raised in Ottawa, in this city. And I came up sort of in this city growing up. You know, it's the classic statistical story. So it's like single mom, projects, multiple jobs, you know, not getting the best education, being labeled ADHD, you know, being a clown, nonsense, getting involved with some bad things as a kid. And I was sort of able to find my way out through sports. Sports gave me a chance because growing up in this city, it's basically, people don't, see people, they think that America is so much different than here, but it's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends from America, you know, being that I play football down there, play junior college right now, so it's not that different. I mean, we got the same issues, you got the same things going on, you know, with the moms on welfare, the Section 8 housing, you got the same dramas, you know, alcoholism, drug abuse, gang violence, it's all the same nonsense. So growing up, I had to find different ways to stay out and stay out of trouble. And the way I was able to do that, man, was just perseverance, man. My story is one that I want to get out to people to try to help them, because I think one thing that people they look at something, and instead of just taking it day by day and step by step, they try to skip things, right? So they go 5 years. So basically where my story starts off is, you know, with my mom growing up with my brother, you know, her working multiple jobs all the time to try to feed us. Our grandparents did help out a lot, because a single mom can't do it by herself. She needs some form of support. So we dealt with a lot of that, a lot of different abusive boyfriends. So the project I grew up was in Blackburn Hamlet. It's known as the Baby Mama Project.
Baby Mama Project.
Exactly. So it's basically a place where women go to get away from either their boyfriends, or basically single women that have families. So they go into this project, and it's all, some of it is welfare, some of it is government subsidized, so we get a lower rate that we have to pay. So growing up in these areas with my mom, I was seeing her struggle with everything, and like there was different moments in my life where I'd always freeze. Like I was a short, chubby kid. I was insecure, getting, you know, in trouble all the time. I mean, I remember one time my principal in elementary school in grade 6, she came and she sat me down in her office. I did something stupid. I was a clown as a kid, and she slammed a book on the table, and the book had like, I was looking at it, and it was alphabetical order, but all I seen was like a full stack of L. My last name's Larin, right? She's like, you see this? I said, so, yeah, this all what's going on. She's like, there's no other kid in here but you. This is the entire school. You know what I'm saying? So I was just headed on the wrong road, man, the bad influences and stuff. And like, I remember one time, man, I just watching my mom get choked out in a room, like literally on the bed. Like, I'm looking at her getting choked out, and I froze. Like, I literally froze, man. I'm watching my mom's basically get her ass whooped, just to be honest with you. I don't mean to swear, but yeah, I just froze completely, man. I was staring at it. So, like, different things in my life that sort of led me to where I am now, where I want to help people find a way out, because I know there's some kids out there that are going through the same crap that I went through. A lot of Ottawa, they want to hide what really goes on here in the especially in the minority communities. They don't want to talk about it. They don't even want to say minorities. You know, they want to label these kids like street kids, gangbangers and stuff like that. Like, yo, bro, these are humans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put your kid in the same situation. What do you think they would be doing? You know, like thank God to my friends like Joanne Anderson, and a couple guys like from St. Pat's. You know, Sammy Obiang, Ben Chambe, like a lot of different good kids, man, that we were literally able to get out only because we could play sports. Mm-hmm. But like with my what I want to do is help that kid that maybe doesn't have sports for him. You know, maybe just looking for an extra way out to sort of deal with the circumstances, you know, deal with what's being provided to him, man. So that's why I wanted to come on here, man, and talk to y'all about my story a bit.
I want to ask you a bit about just your upbringing, right?
Yeah.
How did you discover football?
So football, man, and when I was about 12 years old, I was just getting in trouble all the time. And one time I seen Ray Lewis on I think he was doing a commercial, and they had him on TV or something. And that was the first time, like, his confidence, watching him do his dance and everything, and like, I wanted to be a confident person because I literally had none. Mm-hmm. I was so insecure that seeing the opposite of it, a godly man, somebody that so passionate and is confident in his own element, like, that's something I really wanted to be. But I didn't know how to at the time, you know, so I decided, you know what, I'll just try football and try to be like Ray Lewis, man. I slept with my cleats for like a year, you know what I'm saying? So, I was trying anything, man. Trying anything, man. Yeah.
Do you think your life experiences were the reasons why you played so hard on the football field, with that tenacity, that hunger, that aggression? Because I remember you were a hard hitter. You hit hard.
Yes, sir.
Would you think that you brought that level of whatever you've seen yourself go through, what your mom been through, and you just carried that energy onto the field?
Well, you know the thing about it that's crazy about the field was, like, my mom was like not like a traditional like white mom with you. Like, my mom was like literally in a gang when she was younger. So like, I grew up like she did the right things, like, but she was very hard on me, you know. Like, she was like, you lead this project, like, I will beat you. There's no in between. And then even my uncle was in a bunch of bad stuff. So what I did, I looked at it, I said, look, I'm not good in school. Like, you know, I'm basically only going to school if I can get a scholarship of some form or like find a way out with this. So I'm like, you know what, like, I have to do this. Like, I think the thing that drove me the most was at St. Pat's, was that a lot of days, like, I didn't eat, bro, like going to school. Like, I would get up, you ask my mom, it was on my head, like, ask all my friends, on my head, bro. Like, I go to school with no food. I'd work out in the morning, I go to school and practice. And Coach Bromfield at the school, he seen like, I practiced, like, I was getting dizzy when I work out sometimes and when I was running and stuff. So he started to feed me every day at school. So like, my head coach at St. Pat's was like literally like feeding me so I could get through the day. So once we got to the game days, what we do is on game days at St. Pat's, my senior year, we would get all the guys to get $5. There was this medium special for $5, a pizza. We'd get like, yo, we would go around the school hustling folks to get this. You know, you'll send me a buck here, I'll send you a piece, no. And we'd go get all the pizza, and we'd bring it back with all the guys. So once I got in the field, I'm like, you know what? I literally don't know if my coach will be able to support me with this food. So like, in my head, I'm like, yo, right now, I need to get it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's on the field, like, I need to do what I need to do. If I don't get my tape, my life's always gonna be like this. Mm-hmm. Like, this is literally the only way out. So when you're running at me, the difference between you and me is you're doing this because this is fun. I'm doing this because this is my life. Mm-hmm. This is how I eat. Like, I don't eat off it yet, but this is the only way for me to eat. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's sort of what it is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know exactly, when did you know football was it for you? When did you know this is what I'm good at? This is my safe haven. This is what God told me, yo, this is for you.
Well, you know what? When I was 12, I received like a defensive MVP trophy. Like I played on teams like Michael O'Connor, Quinn Sowers, like a lot of really good football players, really talented guys. And when I won a trophy, it was the first time like I actually like felt a bit of confidence. Even playing football, it's like wow, like literally people actually like teachers aren't yelling at me, aren't calling me stupid, trying to make me take like that what's that stuff they give kids for ADHD? It's like
pills.
Ritalin.
Yeah.
You know, Ritalin or something.
Yeah,
so,
Ritalin.
Yeah, Ritalin. So it was the first confirmation that man, this might be what I need to do. It's not even. It's funny because it's something I wanted to do, but I felt like in my heart it's more something I needed to do for myself. To get out. Like even in high school, man, I went to school part-time for 3 years for a concussion. Like I literally spent.
Was that because of football?
Yeah, because of football, man. I got a concussion playing with the Bengals, and I spent literally 3 years in school doing part-time and like going like sometimes I go like twice a week, once a week, and there was 1 year I missed over 100 days of school. I don't even know how I passed. I think it was just the teachers being nice to me because they didn't want to see me again. You know those. So.
Yeah, we know those.
You know those.
Shout out to my second grade teacher.
Exactly.
I made it.
So yeah, and then after that concussion, man, like the doctors told me like I would never play again with that concussion. They told me like, yo, you're not playing football again, and I'm like, okay, but what else am I gonna do? So I started on the low. I trained and stuff like that, and like I remember just like throwing up, man. I'd go outside and run and I'd throw up, and like my mom would catch me sometimes training, like yell at me because she was scared, But then it was weird. It was like once I came to the doctors and showed them like, yo, I've been training for 6 months, without your approval, obviously, I feel okay. They were like, okay, we'll see. So then that opened the door for me to play back again football, and then I joined the Giants and I won the team MVP and stuff like that. So it's like.
So pretty much, how did you get over the concussion?
The concussion is crazy, bro, because one thing about the concussion is like, bro, you literally lose memory. You're angry all the time. You start to throw different things around. Like I'll be honest with you, sometimes I still feel it when I hit people a bit. Mm-hmm. It's not like crazy.
I've never seen you angry.
It's like that. No, but like this is because it's an internal thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was an internal thing for me. So like, but when you also met me when I was older and more mature,
Okay.
When I was younger, I was more outspoken. I guess I was the type of guy when I went to St. Pat's that would be at a party and somebody would say something, I would be ready to fight instead of being like, okay, buddy.
For real?
Yeah. No, yeah. I was a loudmouth, but a bit aggressive, So, but even after the concussion, man, like coming back from that, just like all these little things in life, if we can just get over them somehow, it builds like this hard exterior that like protects us from all the bullshit that people say. Like that's why even out there, for anybody y'all dealing with the doctors, like a diagnosis and everything, like that's their opinion. Like God told me I'd be okay. I don't mean to sound cliche, but that's what God told me, man. And so these doctors, like, you were wrong. You were wrong. And then, of course, what happened in my senior year with my knee.
Yes.
You heard about that. So
tell a bit of people about your knee. Tell people about what you have to go through if you need. Tell them the procedures. Tell them how many operations. Tell them exactly what happened.
So after I came back from my concussion, I spent the next 2 years pretty much building up my name in the city and stuff like that, and meeting Jean Guillaume.
Yeah.
He was head football coach at St. Matt's, and he became my mentor. And basically, with his training and his mentoring stuff, I started to become a better student, a better football player, and like everything like changed. Like I see my life like coming together. Like he was telling me, don't worry about the school grades. We're gonna get you in JUCO. Like full ride scholarship. I'm like, let's go. Everything. Like I'm so happy. And then my senior year, we're playing at the Red Black Stadium where the Red Blacks play a championship versus St. Pete's, and I'm running on a kickoff, and Quinn Sowers, who's a hell of a football player, if you know Quinn Sowers in the city, he's really good. He plays at Carleton now, but he was running on kickoff, and I went to tackle him, man, and one of my buddies, Derek, who actually just got deported to back to Florida. The Haitians always.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. We need to have like a saying for that, like
exactly.
Like we how we say like God forbid, like RIP. We need to have like damn, like some like sorry deported or something.
Exactly.
SDP
So as I'm going to tackle, his helmet, like he went low to tackle, went into my knee. and my knee exploded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like when I started I had like the black ink here and everything, so like I think people were expecting me to be like you know, because I was one of those dudes, but I was literally like screaming like a little girl, man. I was
Yo,
so
bro,
much
you
pain.
blew on your knee at the time, man. I can only imagine the pain
No,
that
so
you must have gone through.
yeah, so basically it was the coaches and Jean Guillaume who actually who lifted up my leg and stayed with me at the hospital. Jean actually left the game. He was coaching. He said, "Yo, I'm done with this game. Like I'm gonna stay with AJ," because he had a similar injury, so he knew what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to the hospital, man, I remember they told me at first that your leg is just it's just broken. You'll be fine. You just broke a bone in your tibia. There's nothing else.
They're so dumb. Like doctors in Ottawa, probably no. It's for real because I can tell you because my brother dislocated his shoulder like 6 times, man.
Yeah.
And it's always a misdiagnosis.
Yeah.
And then San Antonio, even now you wonder why Kawhi left.
Exactly.
Like it's not just a thigh bruise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why, like if you can't play, you can't play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to play, you want. Like think about it. Wouldn't that be so insulting that you're getting paid millions of dollars?
Yeah.
You're feeding your family. You want to play.
Exactly.
You want to be the best, but you can't.
They think you're soft or whatever.
Like they think you're soft.
It's like, first of all, if you make it to the NBA, you come from somewhere. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I don't think you would give that opportunity up. But so after that, I'm thinking at the house, thinking I'm okay. So I set up you set an appointment with the surgeon. That's how it always goes, just to check out your knee. So I'm like on the way there, I'm like playing like the hardest music in my head because I'm like, yo, I'm going to war right now because whatever the surgeon tells me, because my friend Joanna was telling me like, bro, there's no way you just broke your tibia. Like I've seen you walk before through like much more pain than that, through runs and stuff, and you can't even walk, you can't even move. Like there's definitely something else, you know what I mean, going on here. I can give a shout out to Juwan, man. That's my brother, man. I love him, man. That's my brother, you know. But so then I go to the hospital and I go to the surgeon, and one thing about surgeons is they have to be very disconnected because of what they have to do with their patients. So, but what bothered me so much about it was, I mean, he was an amazing surgeon because he gave me a lot of chances, which I'll explain. But when he set me up on the table, what bothered me was like he's holding my knee, but he's just treating it like it's just a person's body. But it's like, yo, this is my life. You know what I mean? Like, so what he does, he take the knee like this, and they test the stability of the ligaments and all that. So he goes, okay, ACL, LCL, MCL, PCL. Okay, broken tibia, tear it down the side, lateral side. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, it's gone. It's torn. I said, what's torn? He said, everything. He starts to feel on my toes, and he's sitting there literally feeling on my toes, and I can't move my toes because I have no connection there, right? So at the moment, he thought I lost my. Usually people those injuries, when they get a full knee dislocation, they lose the ability to move their foot. So yeah, so I spent literally a couple weeks thinking like, yo, I literally might never be able to walk again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that people don't know though. I've never really told anybody that part of it because that part really scarred me mentally, because I literally was waiting on surgery to see if I'm going to walk again. Like I had no idea, because a normal rehab, people injure the ACLs and you see them walking like a week later.
Okay.
Like no, I was on my back for like 4 months, 5 months, yeah. So there was nothing I could do, and I just kept listening to those motivational tapes and everything in my head, and doing like little sit-ups and stuff, doing whatever I can, you know what I mean? You listen to Eric Thomas or something, like, okay, sit-ups, you know? Yeah. My knees hurting at the time, but so yeah, man, that started a long road to recovery. You know, man, it's been a crazy.
Tell people when that you finally got cleared, how many surgeries after it took?
It was 7 surgeries, 3 different surgeons, a 5-year rehab recovery, with over 25 doctors telling me to my face that there's nothing they can do for me, and that my knee will never be the same, and you basically won't play.
Oh my god.
So, and that's one thing that I've been literally trying to build my mental character, because a lot of people that know me from back in the day, they see me now, they're completely shocked, because I was like a clown and everything and stuff, and I wasn't really like people didn't really take me seriously, you know. But now when they see me, they're like, yo, what happened? I try to tell them like, yo, life happened, man. Like, you gotta grow up at some point. Like, if I see you 10 years later and you're the same exact person, like, yeah, have that same energy if you were a good person, man. But I do expect some sort of improvement. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
So it it was a crazy recovery. I remember like doing trainings even with your little brother with a bunch of people, and even like I'm literally watching like linemen outrun me in the drills because I can't run properly. Because the one thing about my knee injury, my rehab and stuff, I didn't have one day in those 5 years where I actually felt like it was 100% or even it felt normal. Coach Jean used to remember when I would run, every time my knee would click out loud. So like I'd be so embarrassed because it would be like 3 or 4 years in my rehab, I'm doing one-on-ones against guys and they're just running past me and I can't even catch them because every time I go to do my turn or whatever with them, I can't run with them. I can't run straight. You know what I mean? I could barely run. So I spent many years like just every time I squatted, I felt pain. Every time I walked, I felt pain. And I've done thousands and thousands of squats. I've done thousands of those little piston leg squats, a hamstring curl. Like I've done it all. Rehab, like I've probably had like 10 different physios. So, but then during my 7th surgery, I thought it was over. Like I pretty much, to be honest with you. But there's this one book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
They had in it, and one of the things in it was at that exact mark where you really want to quit and give up. That's your time to shine. And like that's just me paraphrasing it basically, but in my head it was like, wow, like I'm literally wanting to quit right now because I think this is over. It's been 4.5 years. So I'm looking like, but the book tells me if I just keep going, it's gonna work out. The book keeps saying it in every damn chapter, you know. It's like, it might work, you know. So let's see, you know. Maybe I'm just, but obviously you question, right? Is this bullshit? Is this nonsense?
Yeah.
So I end up my surgeon, Dr. Lou at the Civic Hospital. He sets up an appointment, so I go in, and I'm thinking just a normal checkup or whatever, right? And he says, look, I'm gonna bring you to this conference. I don't think we can do anything on your knee, but you really want this. You've been pushing for these surgeries all these years, so I'm gonna try it just for you. I said, thank you. So I show up to the conference, and to my amazement, there's like 30 people in the room. Like I walk in, I thought there was gonna be like 5, maybe 6. I walk in, I'm like, oh hey, what up everybody? You know what I mean? Like, what's good? You know. It's a whole. So they're all watching me and stuff, and then they're sitting me down, and they literally have like me on like a slide. It's like a big room, you know. And they sit there with like some of the best surgeons in the world, like all across North America. Some guys are from New York, like these are like the top surgeons. They basically deal with like mystery cases and stuff. And they're sitting there and they look, they say, okay, I've never seen this before. Like this seemed like some like House, you know that show House where they is it House the hospital show? Where they sit around, okay, what can we do? You know what I mean?
Shout out to all our viewers. We got AJ LARIN telling us this amazing story. Football player, motivational speaker, power circle.
Exactly.
Let's get it.
So basically, he turns to the audience. He says, "What can we do?" And I'm like, "Y'all the doctors.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to know what to do. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have anything to say. You know, like, but they're just sitting around talking. And then finally, one person he has an idea, and he brought it up. It starts some fancy words. I didn't even know what the heck he was talking about. Just cut me up. You know what I mean? Just cut me up, honestly. But the whole room was like, nah, I don't think you should do that. You could paralyze him and stuff. I said, look, I barely already can walk. So if you could amputate the leg and put it back on, and I could be good, I would do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like
wish it was that easy.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, man, the one guy, I remember like this one guy who had the idea. He was the only one in the room that had that positive energy, you know? So I remember just like literally sitting on the bed like this, because they had me on a bed with everybody in chairs and stuff. And I was sitting like this, and I was just looking at him the whole time. Everybody else was basically saying no. And I'm just like, yo, I can't let my head right now. I can't let my mind let these people get in, because I'm starting to question if I'm going to be okay too. So I looked at this one guy. I said, yo, I literally told him, I said, look, sir. I said, I will literally die for this. I said, if you tell me it's in Australia, I don't know how, but I'll be there.
Yeah.
If I have to swim, I'm coming to Australia, you know, if you need me to go there. So they ended up doing it. It worked out. I met up with a great physio at Carlton Sports.
What year is this?
This is the 5th year, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just want to make sure people...
So I got injured in 2014. This was 2018, 2019, around there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so just recently.
I just got cleared last summer to begin rehab. So yeah, it's been a long journey for me. But yeah, so they sent me to Carlton Sports Medicine with a guy named Dave Foley, and he basically told me, he said like, yo, I'm gonna get you right. And I cried on the spot in front of him. like a little baby. I just cried, man. I was just like, wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How's it be now? How's it feel?
Perfect, man. I don't have, you know, you obviously get those issues where it gets stiff sometimes, yo, but I'm just so blessed to be able to run and not feel anything. And you know what, like, I have a daughter too, man, you know what I mean? So I'm able to, like, when I see her, like, play with her and stuff like that and everything, and, like, move with her, and even, like, just getting back to, I need to work out, man. Like, my body, the way I work, like, if you're out there, man, you got, like, PTSD, or you got, like, a lot of stuff like that, you got to work out every day. So,
I want to tell you this, though.
Yeah.
You're going through this 5-year process,
Yeah.
but you're always in shape. I don't think there was a year where you were not in, like, this is, I want people to understand, age, how tall are you, like 6'1"?
I'm like 5'11", 6 foot.
6 feet? Like
Go
what?
6 feet for
Like
Jordan.
195?
Yeah, no, I'm about 205, 210 right now. Yeah.
When I saw you at your biggest, how much did you weigh?
210. Yeah.
So he's been fluctuated around that way, right?
Yeah.
What was the less you've, like, probably been?
So I went down, when I got injured at one point, I went down to 170.
I never saw you at that. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
let's say, like,
Oh, I was probably like 180, 185.
185,
I
right?
stayed that consistent. It was hard for me to gain weight on my lower body because I literally couldn't squat or anything, you know. So I was body weight squats are good, but you need to stack on that weight if you want to get them legs up, you know.
Exactly.
100%, 110%. And I want to tell people, just a testament of hard work. You've never been out of shape, physically speaking.
No.
Maybe cardio-wise,
Yeah.
but other than that, he was always clean. You've never seen AJ with a fat stomach or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, like, just that's a testament of hard work and discipline already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to applaud you for that because I just,
appreciate it.
like, I couldn't imagine me not being able to squat and you're going to tell me to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I can't even feel my knee.
Yeah.
So why am I going to go there and try to do pull-ups for?
Yeah.
Why am I going to do setups where I can't even barely walk? So
Yeah.
just mentally speaking, that plateau right there is impressive to me.
And you're kind of like the living proof of, I don't know if you've seen it, but The Secret or read it.
Yeah.
The law of attraction. If you want something to happen,
Yeah.
you have to think it's going to happen. If you're going to sit there and think, oh, I failed again, like, it's never going to happen. But if that was me, when those doctors told me back then I wouldn't make it, I would have stayed there.
I think.
So you're mentally, like, you're seriously, like, you're strong mentally.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think God puts things in pieces because it's easier to chew. Because if they would have told me, look, it's gonna take 5 years, this amount, I would have given up. There's no way I would have been able to do that. So you gotta just take it bit by bit. And I love that law of attraction stuff. I have a little bit of a thing with some of these speakers because I feel like it's motivation is great. But you just gotta get up every day and do it. Talking is great, praying is great, and everything. But praying without action is not a real prayer. The prayer is supposed to be a testimony of what you're going through and what you're putting yourself through. So I love, like, what you said. I think, like, a lot of people they make excuses by following, like, they'll be like, oh, they think, like, if I just think about it and I do the bare minimum of what other people would think is a satisfactory work, that I'm gonna get to it. And it's like, no, you literally have to do this type of stuff hours and hours without any recognition from anybody. Nobody was there over those 5 years saying, oh, AJ, you're doing so good, great job, don't worry, everything will work out. Like, people were there slightly, but it's a lot of hours, like, alone in the pool by yourself, like, focusing, just trying to build your mental character, you know.
And it's crazy, and I applaud you for that because my brother went through not the knee but his shoulder, and I tell people this. It's like you see the hard work on the field, but you guys weren't there.
No.
When I'm with the physio,
Exactly.
Or I'm with orthopedics, and I don't even know what that means. And I'm there at chill, and I'm like, oh my God. And then you're there, and they're like, yo, you can't play. And then to see my brother go through a phase of devastation is the craziest thing. And that's why I applaud athletes, right? Because your body is your source of income. That's what it is. Your body, any little bone, your finger hurts. It's your source of income. And for you guys to go through what you guys do, me, I have a little sore back. You know, I'm complaining to the moon and back. You know what I mean? But y'all go through it, y'all play through it, and I just gotta applaud to you.
Also, shout out to Isaiah from Limitless, man. Isaiah's been helping me out a lot. From Limitless.
Real one. Big shout out to Isaiah.
So you got people saying encouraging things. So Reginald Lundi says touching story, and Steve Gabriel, I think that's your friend, says preach, brother. So
Thank you.
And it's great because, and shout out to Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah's been doing a lot of great stuff in the community for every kid anywhere around, not just black, every culture.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out for you making my brother look speedy though. But
Speedy Boy Cash.
Nick Speedy Boy Cash that name. And I just wanted to finish up on this interview, right, AJ? For me, I want to know motivational speaking, right? What does that mean to you personally?
Motivational speaking, man, I think is giving people a realistic way to get out of unrealistic circumstances. That's the way I put it. Speaking is, like, for me, speaking was something that it got me out of a lot of issues when I was a kid, because when you don't have a dad and you don't have maybe the right role models in your life, it's like literally these speakers, you're literally getting programmed in your head. And like, I think it's very important, and I love speaking too, but I also love working with the youth and working with people in general, because I think whether you're at 12, 24, 35, 45, we all have issues and stuff like that, and sometimes we need those words of encouragement, but we also need a plan. We need a plan of action, and I feel like I can really, with my message, give people the plan, you know. And I'll give you the secret to the plan is that it's the same thing over and over again every day. It's just habits, and just you controlling your mind and calming down and not letting the external crap get to you.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody around?
Man, shout outs to Jean-Guillaume, of course, man. That's my mentor. That's like my dad, man. I love him so much. Shout outs to Isaiah. He actually gave me the shirt, man. Nipsey Hussle, you know, R.I.P.
Isaiah give you that shirt?
Yeah, he did, man. Shout out.
Isaiah, I want a shirt too. Like, you know, I like clothes. What's wrong with you? We need Isaiah. We need Isaiah on the power circle coming through. But you gonna get that email?
And just shout out to all my friends and family, man. Shout out to, you know, my grandparents, my mom, my uncle, everybody that's helped me out through this journey. So yeah, just much love to everybody, man. Shout out to y'all, for real. Like, you guys told me before about what y'all started with and what y'all got now. You know, so I really respect that. I really respect people who aren't just who don't just talk, who actually put the work in. Like, when I send an email, like, I get an email back.
100%.
You feel me? And I get a time and date, you know? So I respect that.
And I want to tell you a little secret. I usually don't do those, like, breaking protocols, but me and Cassie, when we go through over, like, people that we bring on the show, we say, okay, we're going to do a set of questions. And then we're like, you know what? AJ got a story. You know what I'm saying? And we want to hear. And this was, like, the most organic interview probably in the history of Power Circle, because we didn't have screen questions already planned. This was really more of a conversation. That's what we always tell people. Not saying people that came here before, it wasn't a conversation, but what I'm trying to say is that this was really organic, and we put the emphasis on our guests. Like, people don't come here and I'm asking you about someone. I want to know about you. I want to know what you're doing. And that's one of the biggest things that I have a problem with, not social media, but any other podcasts. They're not focusing on their guests. For me, it's for you to come here, you felt like, damn, this was lit. Like, I had a chance to tell my story, and then you keep on listening, and we keep on grinding. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, it was definitely your first.
Shout out to Mama Lauren. I want to give a shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, my mama Tracy. Everybody know.
You said you played on the Giants?
I played Bengals, North Gloucester Giants. I played St. Patrick's.
When were you on the Giants?
I was on the Giants, man. I was like 16, so that's like
2013?
I played on the Giants in like 2012 probably. 2012.
Do you know that he was a coach? My boyfriend coaches the Giants.
Oh yeah, I coached Giants too when I was younger. Yeah,
no, he's a bit older.
He's 27. I don't know if he would have, but he's coached it for a while.
What's his name? Seb.
I'll see.
What's his background?
Haitian.
I don't know. Did he coach there like 8 years ago, 5 years ago?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think he was playing.
But those are like his kids. Like, he treats those guys like his kids.
No, you have to. And I think those coaches are great, but they need to go see Jean-Guillaume. not your. No,
I know what you mean.
But like coaching the community, because they don't even I don't want to get going around. I know we gotta get going here, man. But I just think if you're gonna be coaching kids, you need to know how to deal with the kids, and even especially the inner city kids too. Because I remember my coaches when I played for Panthers for a bit. Like my coach literally thought some of us were gangs and stuff like that, and like labeled us and stuff. It's
No.
we play football, you know what I mean? Like, yo, this is our game, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like.
No, he understands that like for
Yeah.
most kids, like that's a place where they feel like they're at home. Like he drives some of those kids at home because they don't have parents that come and watch them.
That's what.
So
Also, I want to like. I know what time is it?
6:19.
6:19.
Yeah.
That's like our longest interview ever.
Yeah.
So people listening around the world, it's gonna be like a crazy interview.
Yo.
We got like 10 minutes to go through, but also plug in your personal fitness. You train certain people as well, just to like give it out. I don't know if you want to give it out, but AJ trains people too.
Yeah, sometimes.
He's a dope trainer.
Weekends, you know, hit me up.
He's actually a dope trainer.
Yeah.
Like I've seen him train people. He's super nice, very straightforward.
Yeah.
Got the bands going.
You know, AJ LARIN Elevate, you know what I'm saying? Hit up that IG, you know, real quick. I just got about a month ago, man. I had to get like y'all, you know what I'm saying? I had to get like y'all, you know what I mean?
So all right, people, that was AJ.
Yeah.
Follow him. Where can they follow you?
Follow me just on Instagram at AJ LARIN Elevate. I also got a company called EVELYN. What we do is we try to improve people's mindsets. We try to focus on just helping people out and sharing people's content, who we really rock with, you know.
So maybe we should do like a part 2 another day. We should bring you in for that.
Hey, whatever, man. Anytime, man. I'm about it.
So we got like 10 minutes to go through quick things with the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So it'll be quick. I won't even be talking. It's gonna be Cassie B.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
No problem. I'm gonna just wait over here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
How long was that one?
The whole 30 plus.
Jeez.
Two.
My bad, yo.
Sounds
No,
good.
No, not your bad.
That's good.
My bad.
I feel so nice. I feel like those podcasts are just holding my mic. I'm so extra. I do hand movements.
Oh God.
I'm still mad at my barber. I've been fly right now.
Go.
We are back
We're
with
back.
the rest of the show.
So just shout out to everyone that joined the Instagram live. Who's XJF? XJF Jesse or Jess. Jetro says hi. Tanzania. Time for your hobby. Jean and Sefio. That's definitely someone from Haiti. That's definitely like a Haitian, like the island.
Who's Jean?
I don't. Gentilles. That's probably someone in Haiti too.
Shout out to all the people in Haiti.
Haiti watches us a lot.
I love it. So we got the rest of the hot topics. We're gonna go super fast.
Yes. Okay. So Raptors are coming to Ottawa.
I knew it.
So I mean, apparently they haven't heard from the White House. It probably has to do with MASAI UJIRI. Honestly, do we think that he actually did that?
No, he didn't.
I don't think he did. I really don't think he
There was a little confrontation, but like what the cops are saying,
I think they're just
and they know they seen him like throughout the series coming to their.
You know what? He could have literally just Googled himself and like Wikipedia. Here you go.
The cops was being extra.
But there is a history in Oakland of cops being very racist.
Apparently there's a whole thing about that.
And I pray for you guys. I hope you guys change your old ways. We're in 29. We're about to be in 22. And 1990s babies are turning 30 next year.
Legit.
Good God.
Oh my God.
I'm turning 27.
I'm turning 27.
Yeah, I'm turning 27. We're the same age.
Oh, we're 20. I thought I was turning 28.
How? No, you're not.
No, I thought I was turning 28.
You're not. I promise you, you're not.
That's good then. That's okay. LAVAR Ball is being banned forever, apparently, from ESPN. So basically what happens is he's invited on this sports show, and this one of the women that works there, she says, Molly is her name?
Curran.
So she says, I want to switch gears with you and talk about something else. And then he says, you can switch gears with me any time. And then she goes like, she does like a facial like.
Everyone started to stop.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, we're going to call HR and stuff. And really, honestly, like, where is the sexual connotation in switching gears? And also like the fact that you like you initiated that. Like, I mean, I don't see any sexual connotation in switching
If
gears.
anything, she's the one that thought about it. Her nasty ass. You know what though? You know what though? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to sound rude or blunt. Maybe she did feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But it's just to us outside looking in. I can get, like, for example, I can get any other females, and they told me the same thing that you told me. I don't see anything, especially LAVAR's married. Like, the man even said it. Nothing in this world shocks him unless his wife would leave him. That's crazy.
Anyways, so, I mean, I guess they're losing out because LAVAR is dramatic, which makes for good TV. Lonzo Ball, quickly, do you think how he'll do?
Amazing. Lobs to Lonzo. Lonzo to Zion.
Yeah. Black men don't cheat the movement.
I appreciate the movement. I validate the movement. I think the movement is great for all faithful black men around there. I'm going to tell you why. Because my dad is a part of that community. Again, the movement is not for every black man around the world. Mm-hmm. The movement is for actual faithful black men. I said it a couple of while ago before this was hot. I got a bit of slack on Power Circle because I poorly explained myself. Because I tried to mean talk. I should have said faithful men. But shout out to all the faithful black men around the world, especially faithful Haitian black men who actually have a Bible everywhere at any moment, at any second. If things are about to go down, he's like, in the name of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. My mama loves Jesus. Jesus even suéltame. And shout out to all my Haitians. Shout out to that. Shout out to Little Duval making a great image. And
Charlemagne.
I can't. Here's the thing, Charlemagne. I can't because Charlemagne has a history of cheating.
Actually.
Yes, he has.
Does he talk about it in his book?
Okay, yeah, he does. Okay. He does. He's very honest.
So how does that make sense?
So there's an unwritten rule in the black community where it is when you get married, then you really stop cheating. But prior to marriage, let's say if you're not married, living together to a certain extent, depending what the situation may be with you and your partner, then if you cheat, it's not considered cheating.
Oh no.
But that's a different.
Okay. Maybe that should be a relationship. Because I don't agree with that. If you're in a relationship with someone, even if you both live at your mom's and you're together, you're not married, like you're in a relationship. That's still a commitment to me. There's no cheating.
See, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this very briefly. You are 100% right. Mm-hmm. I will not say you are wrong. However, I want you to put yourself in the man's shoes to kind of like, you need to be like a guy, okay? Like, it's hard because you're not a guy, but try to think like a guy. Like, it's really messed up and you'll see how messed up we are. Try to think like a guy, okay? I'm a man. Cassie's a man now, just for a couple of seconds. You cheat, right? You cheat. You did what you had to do, but you're a man. Us men, our heart are very cold. This that I cheated with.
You've tried to explain this to me before.
But I want you to feel it.
And I will never agree with that. No.
It's because I never told you to feel it. Obviously, we cheated. However, the ramifications shouldn't be severe because nothing will ever happen of or with her. That is not cheating to us because that's what it is. But when you're married and we said, I do, our vows, we got kids, AJ was at my wedding, he saw me cry, that's cheating. Because I lied. But there's no vows before. I think the question is more in terms of the vows. So that's
when you ask the girl to be your girlfriend, that's when the cheating should have stopped.
See, yes, 100%. But I'm being a messenger. I'm just being a messenger.
I don't know.
I'm not being a good messenger.
No, you're not.
But it's a hard way to explain.
There's no excuse. A commitment is a commitment.
Where's Sabrina? This is grill the hell out of me right now. Just grill everything about me right now.
EVELYN LOZADA. So she tweeted that Rob Kardashian had a big sausage, and then Rob Kardashian tweeted back saying she's a squirter. And apparently it was a dare. I don't know. She said on Breakfast Club that it was a dare, but there's no record of it being a dare. And she did say that she would actually give him a shot if he did reach out to her.
I heard actually, speaking of squirting, I don't know if you're the one that told me that,
Call
But-
me daddy.
that girls envy girls, that girls that can't squirt hate girls that squirt.
Apparently, that's what they were saying on Call Me Daddy, the podcast. Which I don't like. I don't know why girls would find like. Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was a very honestly. Go find that episode. Go find that episode. It's a very interesting episode.
Shout out to the Call Me Daddy goes. Y'all can call us. Come on the Power Circle. I would love to talk about sex with y'all the whole 24 minutes, like the whole hour. No, seriously, these girls talk about sex. They're very experienced.
They're super comfortable doing it too.
Like I'd be uncomfortable because I'd be like, "Okay, I have a question for my friend, but it's really for me." You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, "Yo, listen, I got a question. So what if I turn myself in this position? What are you gaining out of it?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, this was today's episode.
Yeah.
So this is season 4, episode 2, Power Circle. January of 2020, we won't be having any more seasons.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep counting.
And we're just gonna keep counting. If you guys get upset, please send us an email so we can think about what to do next. But yeah, see you guys soon. And Powers everywhere. When I talk about it, shout out to all our listeners. We're gonna be on YouTube, like the full podcast. We've always been on YouTube. Clarification: Power Circle Ottawa 613.
Not just Parsicle Ottawa.
Power Circle Ottawa. So yeah, so we're on YouTube. We used to do the videos. We're also gonna post a podcast. And AudioBoom, we're still there. It goes on Spotify, all that good stuff. iTunes. I don't know if we're on Tidal.
No.
But yeah, so thank y'all. Big shout out to AJ, shout out to Cassie, shout out to all our family members, shout out to the barbecue Sabrina at, shout out to Diego, and shout out to all the teachers that said I wouldn't made it. I made it. Not my hairline though.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a dope show. How many people?
That's fine. Oh.
Oh, God, well, it should.
It has to.
But a lot of people tuned in still.
Yeah. Okay.
I liked it. I really like the Instagram.
That's good.
Damn, let's clean this. We got like 10 to 30 minutes, eh?
Oh, to clean, yeah. We have time to clean.
That was dope, AJ. Alright.